I'm Chef Mike Moses and welcome to my garden. Well, welcome to my greenhouse. I'll show you my garden in a moment. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. I post new videos here every weekend, and we're going to do some gardening videos, not so much from a gardener's point of view, but from a hobbyist. For example, I don't know all the Latin words, I just know that it tastes good and how to prepare it for you. In the wintertime, I had a nice little shed that had my tractor in it and my snowblower and all that good stuff. It blew down, and I decided, well, why don't I save the frame and make a little greenhouse? Because I like microgreens and I thought I could grow my own. So that's what I'm going to show you, is how I'm using this little makeshift greenhouse to start some microgreens, grow some spinach and lettuce, and get things ready for my garden, which is a couple of raised beds that I built this spring. Okay, let's get into the greenhouse. You'll notice that this is just 6mm poly, vapor barrier as we call it. I don't want this structure to be permanent forever. I did put the door on a pole though, so I could roll it up. And of course, tie wraps are your friend. I bet this little greenhouse has close to 200-300 tie wraps. Got to make do with what you got. And yeah, let's go inside. So this is my little greenhouse. It's only probably about 4 feet by 7 feet. Not a lot of space, but it does allow me to get things growing, get things started, so I can take those out to the garden. For example, you'll see here I have some gorgeous spinach growing. I've just got it in a flower pot that you would put out on a balcony. I'm not sure how many seeds I have in there, but I can tell you right now that when I harvest my spinach, I have enough for a very nice meal for 2 people and a spinach salad. I've also got some microgreens growing, and this bed here is probably only 7 days. Another 7 days, they'll be up about 1.5 to 2 inches, and then I can cut them off. It's a type of arugula, as you can tell, growing very nicely. Very good for you. Microgreens, of course, have all the nutritional value of the full plant all packed into one little green. These are great for salad. So this is my planting slide. This is where I start all my seedlings and where I start everything. And on the other side of the greenhouse, I have my transplants and my mint and my herbs growing. I'll show those to you. This is where my plants start their lives off. For example, I have some oregano, and these are cuttings of oregano that I took. I took about 5 or 6, stuck them in some soil, cleaned off the bottoms, and they seem to be doing very fine. I've got some parsley started, of course my fresh mint, and I can't wait till this gets really nice and bushy. I've got some thyme growing, some basil, and of course this is my multi-herb plant pot. It's got some basil in it, cilantro, and of course, because we have salmon, it's got lots of fresh dill growing. If you get seeds in your tomatoes or in your peppers or anything that you buy from the store, you can actually save those. Make sure they're completely dry, and then try planting them. See what happens. Let me show you how I harvest my spinach so that I can have spinach almost every day. What I do is I look into the plants and I look for the big leaves. I look for a leaf that is probably a good 1.5 to 2 inches in size, and then just clip it off. That way, as I cut it off, all the leaves underneath it now have a chance to grow. And within a week, I will have another feed of spinach. The important thing about spinach is it needs to be fed, especially if you're keeping it in a container like this. So probably once every 2 weeks, give it some liquid fertilizer, organic liquid fertilizer, or you can even use, I use Miracle-Gro. I won't lie, got it on sale, and I just give it a nice feeding of Miracle-Gro about every 2 weeks, and I will have spinach all summer long. So as you can see, I have a very nice bowl full of greens. I top that off with my lettuce from my other container. It's going to be salad time. And I can do this 2-3 times a week with 2 of these going. I'm actually going to have 3 or 4 of them going. and it will be spinach all the time. Welcome to my raised garden bed. I've actually got 2 of them. They are 4 foot by 8 foot, and I built those out of 2x4s and some 4x4s. Total cost of each one was probably $20. And then I bought some nice topsoil, planting soil, manure. Have about 6 inches of soil in one and 8 inches of soil in the other. And that's so I can grow my zucchinis, my cucumbers. I'll give you a little tour of my garden right now. So what I have growing here is some cucumbers. And if we move over, you can see the zucchini plants are starting to come up. Right now they are just in the beginning stage. You'll notice I also have marigolds around the perimeter. And I use these for pest control because the marigolds keep the mosquitoes away. These are my beans, and they're just about ready to flower, so I'll have beans probably in about 4 or 5 weeks. And the beauty with these beans is that I've already built the trellis for them, and they'll climb up the trellis and keep producing. Some other babies that are just coming up. This bed has only been planted about a week ago. And I have bull's blood beets. I also have Swiss chard, which is just starting to appear. And if you notice, that little container, that's my ant trap. A lot of ants around my area, so I have an ant trap specifically built for them. It's got some borax in it, and I looked up the recipe online, and I'll put a link in the description below of some great resources. Over in my next bed, here is the broccolini that I have growing. Beautiful broccolini, I can't wait to start eating that. And tomatoes are sitting there in a row, growing like crazy. These will be probably ready to harvest in 2 or 3 months from now. I have some dill and some basil. And of course, my peas are starting to appear. You may notice that they are bunched together quite a bit right now, but that is only because I've just planted them. So I'll be thinning them out and putting in a trellis for them to crawl up. On the edge I have some chives, and of course, again, some fresh basil. See, it doesn't take a lot of rocket science to build a garden. Some 2x4s, a lot of screws and some ingenuity, and of course, a little fence around the edge just to keep the pests. Over the course of the next month or so, we'll revisit the garden, and I'll let you know how it's progressing and see what we can harvest. When I get a chance to harvest some beans, we'll make a nice bean salad. Now we'll head over to the deck for some salads. Here on the deck, which is a work in progress, we've decided that this year we're going to rebuild the deck and put in some new balusters all the way along. So I've got these ones done, but I've also got my, my spinach and my lettuce, some gorgeous leaf lettuces here that we harvest. And we do that 2-3 times a week. And if you go to buy baby lettuce or baby spinach at the grocery store, you'll know this is how you save money. Hope you've enjoyed the tour of my little garden. It's only been in for about a week and a half. Actually, it's been in for exactly a week and a half, and I look forward to having beautiful produce all summer long as soon as things start to take off and get going. We'll do another video probably in about a month. I'll let you know the progress, and by that time I should have some fresh beans. So we're going to do some live streams coming up shortly, and I'll keep you posted. Don't forget, hit the notification button. Thank you very much for coming along for a tour of my garden, a nice little tour. And as the summer progresses, we'll be out in the garden more and more and more, and I'll show you how things are progressing, and we'll cook with what I grow just for you. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And I post videos like this every week, so please subscribe. Also, if you'd like more information, head over to my blog, thepersonalchef.blog, where I post this recipe that you can print off. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to helping you cook better, eat healthier, and shop smarter.